Rising political tensions are stirring public commentary about the possibility of internal conflict. Ben, is polarization rhetoric enough to spark a civil war?
No. America is a much stronger republic despite the recent tragic death of a young leader. And in fact, it's not just that America has a deeper, richer history than any one tragedy. It's actually that the social science around civil wars tells us that it requires a lot more than even one targeted killing to tip a nation into conflict. Normally, social science dictates that 1,000 battlefield deaths between two organized oppositional parties that are competing over control of territory or some aspect of governance. And frankly, has deeply hurt, as a lot of the nation is right now. That is just not defining what's going on. And structurally, America's nowhere close to a civil war. When I say structurally, this matters. Usually when you study past conflicts around the world, especially civil wars, intrastate conflict, what you see is it's usually a function of opportunity cost, meaning that it's a bad economy, there's low GDP per capita, there's lootable natural resources, there's safe havens. None of that describes modern America right now. We're actually at the middle of a major economic boom that might actually be set to get stronger here in the short term. So the structural conditions don't match. And despite the just significant tragedy that occurred over the weekend, it still is just not enough to actually unleash a real American second civil war. And we should be thankful for that. Even in the darkest moments of tragedy, we should reflect upon what's strongest about our country and amplify those strengths more than we amplify the divisions.
What roles do rhetoric and social media play in the sense of growing tensions?
So this is actually a more complex question than most people realize. In one sense, we feel that social media has just become a dumpster fire. Each one of us endlessly finds the worst of ourselves online because it turns out in an emotional level, the things that appeal to our fear, to our anger, capture our eyeballs and make clicks more than that it appears to our better angels and our better selves. And so while that might be the case, again, it doesn't necessarily on its own lead directly to political violence. You still need some other intervening factors, whether that's subversive organizations who are trying to mobilize folks for a cause, or whether it's really tragic mental health concerns and access to weapons that actually come together to change the logic of why any person who's at a dark place or feeling distant from society, or frankly has hate in their heart, is able to cross that barrier to commit violence. The challenge that lies ahead is how we do that in an era of AI.